Hi, welcome. In this video, we will be learning about the flex direction CSS property. In the last video, we have learned about the concept of the main axis and the cross axis inside of the flex box. In this video, we will see how we can control the direction of the main and the cross axis by using the flex direction CSS property. Okay, so if we go to the browser here, as you can see, the flex direction CSS property sets how flex items are placed in the flex container, defining the main axis and the direction, normal or reversed. What it is saying by using the flex direction CSS property, we can control the direction of the main axis. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, what I'll do, I'll go to my code editor. Inside of that, we have the styles.css. Now, we are doing the display flex, right? So now if I go to the browser here, as you can see, our content is flowing from left to right. Okay. Why it is flowing from left to right? Because it is having the 1 on the left, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the order. Okay. So if we go here and do flex direction to row, okay, hit save, nothing will change because by default the flex direction is set to row when we define a flex box. Basically, whenever we are defining the display set to flex, then the flex direction by default is set to row. Now what we can do, we can set it to column as well. Okay, if we do that, then okay, all right, flex direction to column, hit save and go here. Let me just refresh. Okay, let me just open this up inside of the live server. All right, okay, so if I just go to here, okay, all right, so now it is working properly once again. So as you can see, if we set the flex direction to column, then all of the content is stacked one on top of another. Okay, and the direction of the content or the direction of the main axis here is from top to bottom, because one is on top of everything, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we go here and go to the diagram, now what is happening here? So this main axis was previously here. Okay, if I just zoom out a little bit, so this was the main axis, but currently right now when we are setting the flex direction to column, then what is happening? Our main axis is going to here and the cross axis is going to here, and this arrow will reverse. Okay, this arrow will reverse. I hope that makes sense. Now this is the direction of our main axis, which is from top to bottom. Okay, now if we go to the documentation once again, we have some different things as well. We can have flex direction set to row, what we have seen, and this is the default. Then we can set the flex direction to row reverse as well. So if we set the flex direction to row reverse, then what will happen? I will just do this. Okay. Okay, then what will happen? So cross axis will be this, and if we set the flex direction to row reverse, then this will happen. The direction will be changed. Okay, so our content will flow from right to left. Okay, and we can see that as well. So if I go to my code editor and let me just do it here and do it something like row reverse. If we do that, go to the browser, as you can see, 1 is here, 2 is here, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the direction of the content is from right to left. That is why the direction of the main axis is from right to left as well. Okay, and then we can do something like column reverse as well. So if I do column reverse, if I do that, then what will happen? If I go to the Excalibur once again, so if I do that, then Okay, let me just check out this one. Okay, all right, so this is the main axis currently right now. So if we set the flex direction to column reverse, then the main axis will be this and the cross axis will be this. Okay, so if I go to the browser right now, as you can see, the content is flowing from bottom to top. Okay, that is why the direction of the main axis is from bottom to top as well. So by using the flex direction CSS property, we can set the direction of the main axis, and depending on the main axis, the cross axis is defined as well. Okay, and here one notable thing is, note that the values row and row reverse are affected by the directionality of the flex container. If its direction attribute is left to right, basically the row represents the horizontal axis oriented from the left to right, and row reverse from the right to left. If the direction attribute is right to left, for example, when this can happen, if you are using some sort of a language which starts from right and it ends to the left, something like Hebrew, then what will happen? The direction attribute will be right to left. Then the row represents the axis oriented from right to left and row reverse from left to right. What does it say? Basically, because we are using English and English starts from left and end at right, that is why this sort of behavior is happening. But if we have some sort of a language, something like Hebrew, which starts at right and ends at left, then what will happen? Everything what we have learned will be opposite. Okay, then the flex direction, if you set to row, that will be opposite. If you set to row reverse, that will be opposite as well. So this flex direction depends on the language which we are using, and currently we are using English, and that is why we will be working with the first example, because the dir attribute is set to left to right. Okay, so this is the flex direction CSS property.